Hi viewers, welcome to another exciting episode of The AI People, where we share inspiring stories of thinkers and builders who are humanizing AI. Today we are at RSA, the biggest cybersecurity conference. It's in fact day 3 of the conference, and we are getting some quiet relaxation time at a hotel, but as you can see in the background, we still have people working on some of the pressing challenges that cybersecurity presents. And also with AI coming into the foray, and a lot of sessions at RSA, a lot of content and programming was around how do you defend against new threat vectors caused by AI. I have with me Adam from Harness. He's a CTO, and he's going to talk about his experience of RSA and also how he's helping his customers and ecosystem survive and thrive in the era of agentic AI when it comes to security. Adam, I'll let you introduce yourself and we can go from there.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Adam Arellano, Field CTO at Harness. Actually joined with Traceable, which was an API security company, and then we merged with Harness, that's primarily a DevOps company, trying to tie that entire picture together from code all the way through runtime and protecting there. So I've been a security person for a very long time, only been in the vendor space for about 18 months. So I was once a productive member of society. Now I'm in the vendor side, and I still like it because it's a good tool.
Awesome. And what are some of the key themes that you're observing, Adam, when it comes to things at the intersection of security and AI, especially after attending RSA?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that that I notice is that all of the vendors are trying really hard to get to a point where they can help people protect themselves and protect their companies in the use of AI, while all the vendors are actually the vendors are doing that, and then the practitioners are trying to figure out like what they need to do next. And so for us, what it's really about is trying to help our customers where they are. And a lot of times they don't even know how much AI is being used in their space. And so us helping them discover exactly what AI is being used in their enterprises, and then helping them decide what they want to do about that is really, I think, the big anxiety that everybody's feeling.
That's awesome. And you may have interacted with a lot of customers and prospects, and had opportunities to share with them your vision for how they should run their security program with the help of technology, the right processes, and expertise. What would you say is prevailing coming out of these discussions with customers, and any patterns that you're observing there?
Yeah, one of the most interesting ones is that the advent and then the growth of AI has actually pushed a lot of traditional security teams to stop thinking that they can prevent certain things and start leaning into saying yes, and this is how I can help you do it securely. And so for a lot of things, for a long time, what security was doing was blocking certain things, reviewing every single tool before it came in, making sure that everything fit their checklist. But now security teams are starting to realize they can't do that anymore. They actually have to get as fast as the AI. And so what it's leading them to do is look for solutions that actually accelerate the security program the same way that the engineering teams are being accelerated.
That's great. And obviously there are different parts in an organization. Some organizations want to move fast, want to innovate, break things, and find new pathways, new markets, bring fast. They're more interested in faster time to market, new AI capabilities, and then there is another part of the organization that wants to slam the brake, wants to take a very cautious approach. So how are clients, getting this balance right, and how are you supporting these customers in terms of figuring out the right balance?
Yeah, what's interesting is that some of the organizations that are doing this best are the ones that surprise me that I wouldn't think would be able to do it. So some of our largest customers are the top 10 banks. I think that we have like 9 of the 10 top 10 banks are our customer. And I would expect that a bank that has existed for over 100 years would be the slowest to adopt, but actually some of them are leaned into it so far that they're actually on the vanguard of adoption. And what's interesting about their security teams in this process is their security teams are trying to smooth the path and set up guardrails instead of trying to stop things. So what we think the right answer is for security teams is to actually pay attention to the processes and policies and make sure that those are functional and automated so that AI can move forward. Otherwise, they're always going to be behind.
That's great to hear. And there are also other companies here at RSA. In fact, 600 exhibitors.
At least, yeah.
It took about 3 to 4 hours to walk the entire. I think it's like 5 to 10 football fields.
Yes.
So what sets Harness apart, or your particular product or platform from the other sort of players also in this particular market.
Yeah, and I think harness as a concept, I think, is what sets us apart. We're actually a DevOps platform. We were actually designed and born to help developers get code to production. And what we did then was added security tools and added a couple security companies, including Traceable and Quiet, that actually allow us to insert security into the processes of the developers. So I don't think that we're entirely unique in the way that we provide application security. I think we do it better. But really what is special about Harness is that we can get this into the developer's hands before security even sees it, and shift not left, but shift everywhere, including runtime, and tie those things together in an effective manner. If you can imagine that we know which engineer wrote the code all the way through which bad actor tried to exploit it, and we can connect those all the way through, that's something that's super impressive that I think we can do.
That's great. And part of the mission of RSA is to instill confidence and conviction into the community so that when they leave the conference, they feel confident about staying on top of some of these trends and also new threat vectors like AI. They need to have that framework in place so that they can go back and take some proactive actions. What would you say is should be one of the key takeaways for RSA attendees in general or for your customers?
Yeah, my first piece of advice, and I say this over and over again, my first piece of advice for security teams and security leaders is drop what you're doing right now. Go to your engineering team and start trying to understand their process. Understand everything that the engineering team does, from the way that the product team designs the product, to the way that then gets into the hands of the engineers, the way that engineers actually do work and get it to production. Security leaders should be the ones going there to learn, and only after you learn how engineers work can you actually help them do it more securely. So I think really it's about those relationships and understandings between the groups of engineering and security. That's the first thing, which doesn't help us sell Harness necessarily, but that's what we think is most important.
That's awesome. It seems like organizations need to have a strong technical point of view before they can address some of these challenges as well as bring the benefits to the business. So that was very, very well put together. And thank you so much, Adam, for being with the AI people today, and wish you good luck with the rest of the RSA conference and beyond.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to the next episode. It's going to be great.